Hello, welcome to VOD of Consciousness with Sientir. I am Sientir. You can support me on Patreon, patreon.com/Sientir, and we're going. Maybe shall succeed. Maybe we won't. I'm doing something silly. So I looked up the mission, and really it's a survival mission. We don't have to kill the enemies, we just have to keep the initiate alive long enough for all of the enemies to be or for her to complete the ritual, which we've actually gotten close to a couple of times, just looking at the dialogue. And once she completes the ritual, all of the enemies die. So she just has to survive for about 2 minutes, maybe. So on that end, my entire party does not care about damage. We're not running DPS, we're running survival. We have Talcora doing traditional Talcora-y things. We have Dunkoro doing Dunkoro-y things. In this case, it's an unyielding aura build with a little bit of Gift of Health and a lot of protection prayers. And Ogden is doing more healing with a bunch of enchantments and stuff to help with some of that. Zandra is doing a bunch of defensive stuff. Raza is doing a bunch of defensive stuff. Specifically, he's doing a soul-twisting build to try to keep spirits going around. Even on my end, I'm bringing good old Aura of Faith, which had a different effect originally, but I forget what it was. And this will allow me to help keep Initiate Surai alive, and also with Mend Ailment. To kind of support some of that. So our goal is to go in there, stand around, and live for 2 minutes. That is the goal and the intention. Whether or not we shall succeed, we shall see, but killing enemies is the second priority to survival, with survival being the number one priority. Now, there is apparently an additional strategy that you can do that kind of, if you can manage to pull her up there, up onto this island, the enemies will just congregate in this area down here and won't go up here, and you're able to kind of cheese it. But I don't want to try to accomplish that. I want to see if this method works. So, yeah. So I've gone super defensive, just super, let's see if we can manage to tank it for a little bit. An intense little bit, but you know, a little bit. And I'm going to have some water. Just get ourselves some of these expensive spirits up. And here come the enemies. So we'll see. I do have some offensive capabilities on with my particular build, but mostly the goal is to not die. And hopefully we can succeed at that. Whoop, that was me. Right, that's how skills work. I need to remember to use my thing. There we go. Lots of conditions being flung around. There we go. Keep the initiate alive as best we can. One of us goes down, that's okay. I mean, for one thing, Dunkoro is designed to try to bring people back to life, but that's her last line of dialogue, so I don't know how much longer we have to survive after that. Obviously, there's lots of enemies there. Okay, so, that didn't quite work. I mean, try. I mean, we can either just try that same thing again, although that would seem to be a bit ridiculous to do. Um, do I want to? Okay, so this is a good question. Does this get up to 3? Yes, it does get up to 3. Let's just drop those. I can couple points in resto for the flesh of my flesh, I guess. Run those and armor of unfeeling. Probably useful. Maybe that would be good. I can see that being good. Um, there's a lot of what he's doing is not terribly active. Sure, yeah, let's go ahead and give you dulled weapon, I guess. Yeah, that's probably not worth. Um, that would be an interesting choice. I don't think it's any good though, and I don't really want to bring another ritual. It seems a bit counter, not exactly counterproductive, but um. Uh, I don't know. I literally don't know. Wow, you can see what a difference. Yeah, sure. Spirit's Gift. That seems nice. Um, give her. Like, these things will help, but, um. uh, Whenever you cut on an ally, you gain a bunch of energy. I don't think that's the problem here. Um. It's weird because it's like, this is the effect that I want, and this is the effect that I want. And I could theoretically put on something like this, for example, or this. This is probably actually really good, but this effect is what I want. So I guess Wielder's Boon is the most dismissible of these if I feel like I need to have an elite skill. Do I feel like I need to have an elite skill, though? Like, this is one of those things that's really, 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 really weird, is when you get to these moments where it's like, technically I'm not putting an elite skill on this bar, but that's kind of because I can't figure out one I want. And it's like, okay, so do I just try to put something on just to have a skill? Maybe. Ogden is probably not doing quite enough. Ward against melee. And he's not really trying to push bars up so much as give him healing hands instead of healing seed. Why not? This is really good with minions, by the way. Because when your minions die, healing commences. That's really useful. Yeah. Yep. Bunch of terrible options. Let's just give him a couple of wards and leave it at that. Spotless Mind is an interesting choice, but I don't think it's really doing enough. Minor Intervention. There we go. I kind of want to keep running Unyielding Aura on Dunkoro because logic is that that is an effect that helps keep, or is a resurrection effect. Aura of Faith is not bad. I don't think I really need to do this instead. And got some good quantities of Guardian floating around, so I don't think that should be. I don't know. I don't know, everyone. I'm just throwing stuff at it and trying to figure out what sticks and what doesn't. Right now, what sticks is not much. Let's just use mend condition. I don't know. Is this better? Is this worse? How can I even tell? But I can try it. And I can see if we survive or if we don't. And if we do, maybe it's better. And if we don't, maybe it's worse. I don't think it's like long that I need to survive. This is just a really unfortunate mission in that we have to somehow keep her alive just long enough. And I've been failing, and I've been failing repeatedly, and mostly have a pulsating growth to show for it. It's interesting though, like one of the things you saw me struggling with is like, what elite do I put on this character? Like Zandra, like what elite do I give her? Zinray's weapon is not bad, by the way, but part of the reason is that sometimes there's an effect that you want and it does not have an elite version. And for what I wanted her to have, there's not an elite version. Some of that is because, like there are elite versions of some stuff. So, for example, when I say elite version, I'm talking about things like Vengeful Weapon, right? For 8 seconds next time target ally takes damage or lifesteal from a foe, that ally steals up to 54 health from that foe. 5 energy, quarter second cast time, 3 second recharge. 5 energy, quarter second cast time, 3 second recharge. Elite weapon spell for 8 seconds next time target ally takes damage or lifesteal from foe. That ally heals up to 47 health. I have wandered off completely the wrong way. And loses 1 condition. So it steals for a bit more health and causes condition removal, but it's basically Vengeful Weapon plus plus, right? Slight programming jargon there. Plus plus being an increment, so being 1 better. So it's an improved version of Vengeful Weapon. It's Weapon of Remedy. So the other thing is Zinray's weapon is also a variant on Vengeful Weapon. Same energy cost, same cast time, same recharge. What's its effect? For 8 seconds, the next time target ally takes damage from a foe, that damage is limited to 5% of the ally's max health, and they steal up to 72 health from that foe. So it has even more life steal. But it has a capping effect instead of a healing effect. So Vengeful Weapon has 2 elite versions, Weapon of Remedy and Zinre's Weapon. Weapon of Warding, on the other hand, has no elite versions. It is its own thing. It's basically Super Guardian. It's Guardian plus a heal stapled on, right? So they get health regen and 50% chance to block attacks. There is no elite skill that does anything like this. And so what you're running into is the effects that I want to bring don't have elite equivalents. There are things like Protect was Kaolai. When you drop his ashes, all party members are healed for 75 health, right? It's a party heal. And there are other things that you can hold. This gives you armor and prevents you from being interrupted. Whenever a foe strikes you in combat while you hold his ashes, you steal health from him. But, it's a short duration. This one. While you hold her ashes, you cannot lose more than 20% of your max health from a single hit. When you drop her ashes, you steal 44 health from all nearby foes. Like, these all do their own thing, and none of them are the same thing as that. And so what you run into sometimes is situations where, okay, yeah, these all have useful effects, potentially, but they're not what this character is trying to do. It's like, for example, Wielder's Zeal combos really well with the gift one that causes... oh, we've got a meteor shower. But it combos really well with the one that does healing and stuff. And so, like, but my basic point is that there's a lot of effects where the effect does not occur in an elite form, and it's that specific effect that you want. Wow, we're just, like, completely dying here. I think the enemies spawn in a slightly different composition that's just terrible for us. Yeah. Yeah, this is... Why did they give her that elite? So, a day met as star again. Rippled reflections looking clearly back to the heavens is the last line. But anyway, so the issue with, like, but there's not an elite version is basically that. There's literally not a skill that does the same thing. And, it's just kind of what you run into. I don't really need that. I'm going to bring Brawling Headbutt, because it's a way to knock nearby enemies down. Actually, never mind. I'm going to bring by Earl's Hammer. I want I Am Unstoppable, just that way that lets me stand back up if I get knocked down. Not a whole lot more to say than that. Guess I might as well just throw in Wild Throw. I'm wanting to try the same sort of thing again, although I'm thinking Unyielding Aura ain't working the way I want it to. So let's just give him Light of Deliverance. Not that. Gift of Health is not a good choice here. He already has Healing Seed. Yeah, I don't need more of that same effect. Extinguish is so expensive. Maybe worth... Orison is bad, so I don't want that. Ethereal Light has its own issues. This is... Oh, I want to dismiss things. Or Spirit Bond. Probably doesn't hurt. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff at this point and hoping something kind of sticks. I don't got a whole lot else I can figure out to do. But like, for example, what I'm trying to get at here with some of what I'm talking about is, and you know, hopefully we'd get a slightly different spawn. But when you look at certain skills, there's ones that have elite versions. So like something like, say, Wielder's Zeal works really well if you're spamming Vengeful Weapon around, right? It's particularly good with Vengeful Weapon because it has a very short recharge, as well as like Weapon of Warding, which also has a pretty short recharge. So if you're using a lot of those sorts of things, it can be really good. Or if you're also using some channeling magic stuff like, say, Splinter Weapon, or like the ultimate sort of spammable one is Ghostly Weapon, right? A 1 second recharge. So that's really good with Wielder's Zeal, which gives you energy, and then Spirit Gift. No, not Spirit Gift. Where probably like Wielder's Remedy, right? That allows you to be able to remove conditions from allies whenever you cast a weapon and spell on them. So there's these things that's like, okay, so this has a specific build that you can try to build around. Like, this is one of the things that's really interesting about this game and that I really like about it is there's a lot of build craft options, but one of the things that can happen sometimes is the effects that you need are not put onto elites. So, like, does she benefit by having Zinra's weapon on her bar? I don't know. Like, Spirit Light Weapon could be an elite version of Weapon of Warding, but it does not have the block effect. It has a healing effect on it, but it does not have a block effect. Therefore, it isn't. Spirit Light, for example, there's none of these elites, right, in Restoration Magic are straight up heals. There is 3 items that you hold. There are 2 variants on Vengeful Weapon, which is itself a variant on Reversal of Fortune. There's Preservation, which is a ritual that heals allies randomly in the area, is not very good. And there's Spirit Light Weapon, which is kind of like a Healing Breeze variant, right? That tries to get to 26 health per second. Basically, that works to 13 pips of health regen, which is very strong. Don't get me wrong, if you're in Area of a Spirit. So this is kind of like this is basically kind of like an elite version of Healing Breeze. It's effectively 6 pips of health regen, but the thing is it goes beyond the pip system, right? So it ignores the pip system. So it gets to break that cap. So is it worth it to bring an elite version of Healing Breeze? I don't know. But that's effectively what it is. And so there's other things where it's like, well, these don't do the effects that I need. Like, a bunch of these are energy management. She's not using all rituals, and I expect Ritual Lore to not work properly for her. So, yeah, it's just a bunch of stuff like that. So hopefully we can be a bit bulky. I brought this because it fully resurrects everybody with full health and energy and is a shout. So, like, but like this party is a bit less terrible to fight than the previous config because there's not an elementalist waiting to dunk my entire party with pain and. I don't know. It's just there's a bit of a luck of the draw element here. Need to keep her alive. Need to keep her alive, everyone. Well, I just died, so whatever. But the thing is, they're not keeping the initiate alive, and that's the problem. I'm not even convinced that this party config is bad. I don't know. It's like, this is really good at certain things, but is it worth bringing? Isn't my elite? Should I be bringing Zealous Benediction? Should I be bringing, like, Shield of Regeneration? I don't know. I don't know which of these things is good, which of these things is bad. But let's go to her. Let's try Spirit Light Weapon. And Ghost Mirror Light, right? If you're in Earshot of Spirit, you're also healed for a bunch of health. Is this build good? Is this build bad? I don't know. Building Hand's doing what I want it to. Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, at a certain point, he's just trying to be an elementalist, and that's just not worth it. I don't know. Let's give him Word of Healing instead. That's known to be a good skill. That's not very good. Maybe that's good, though. I don't know. What was he using before? Oh, yeah, that's right. He was doing that before. I'm gonna try Shield of Regen. Is Light of Deliverance doing what I want it to? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Let's give him Word of Healing too. How about that instead? Is that going to be better? Is that going to be good enough? I don't know. Maybe Extinguish is too much energy. And I should be running... Say, would be potential alternative. Ah, that's such a hopeful skill, but like, it's not good. Even at 5 energy, I don't think this would be worth bringing. Worsen is so bad. I don't know. Words of Comfort seems... Let's just give him Vigorous Spirit. Okay, sure. Maybe this will work. Maybe this will help. Maybe I should run this instead. Maybe I should run Angelic Protection and not worry about trying to attack at all. All these questions to which I do not have answers. I mean, the thing is, it didn't help that I went down first, so I couldn't use my temporary res. So, you know, there's a lot of things where it's like, okay, am I doing something wrong, or am I just getting bad luck, right? And one of the things that's really important to try to recognize is your idea flawed or is your luck bad? If you like take a magic deck, for example, you could have an idea that's actually good, but maybe you just got a game where you just got mana screwed, and you didn't draw. Why did I get 25 health? You didn't draw something that you needed to, I don't know, get... Maybe you didn't draw enough lands. Maybe you got the wrong end of your curve. Like, there's all sorts of ways that a game of Magic can have things, quote, go wrong, unquote. But, oh, what? Oh, I should not be running Protective Ally on him. That's something to note. I'm not going to change it right now because I've already, like, walked here, and why not? But, he should not be running Protective Ally. That is my mistake. Yeah. He should not. He should probably be running... the where is it? Boon of Creation. Yeah, over here. You should probably be using this and not that. Oh well, that's something that I can change next time. That one's not a hard change to make. But his Protective Scala is very, very weak. This one's proper strength. I'm going to go ahead and drop the flag here on top of her, just to keep everyone at her location. Okay, well, here goes round whatever this is. I've got no idea. Yay! I completely drained his energy by getting all of his spirits up. That's why he should be running the boon, incidentally. Whoop. Well, I shouldn't be doing much of anything through those. Oh, the moment I start attacking, they're like, oh yeah, this person needs to have empathy on them. Keep the initiate alive, please. Ugh. We were probably pretty close, but they failed at the very last moment there, as has been tradition. Okay, so we saw that this needs to be changed. That should not be getting around. Probably, in fact, be Boon of Creation. I don't know, is he using Armor of Unfeeling? Hopefully so. I've honestly not been paying close attention to what they've been doing. Actually, Word of Healing is probably just not as good. It's Healing Burst on these guys. The reason why I like Healing Burst so much, if I've not actually discussed it, is because its healing is assured and it does do a party heal effect. So it's just quite reliable. It's a good staple for heroes who are going to generally do things slightly suboptimally. So that's why I go for it. I mean, this seems like it's probably pretty good. I'm not sure about I Am Unstoppable or not. There's problems with things like meteor showers and other random stuff. So, I don't know. This is the last episode I'm going to do of this mission, by the way. If it takes more than like another 20, 25 minutes, I'm probably just going to do it off camera. Or, I don't know. Maybe I'll make a bunch of bonus episodes of me failing some random thing and just be like, here's the only official one. I don't know. The thing is, I don't want this entire week to just be Sientir fails at Haiju Lagoon. You know what I mean? So why does he not use this? I don't know. The AI sometimes is just confusing. I don't know if healing burst is what I'd want on him, or if I'd want peace and harmony. Peace and harmony used to have a very different effect, by the way, and they changed it to that. Super condition hex removal. Skill. Which maybe that's worth using instead. Just look at what those nightmares have done to this place. I was struggling, blah, 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 whatever. The problem here is we need to keep you alive, lady. And you are trying very hard to not be alive. I actually I need to get, like, some staves. I want a protection prayer staff. I think... because if I have a staff... Actually, a wand would be better. If I have a wand... actually, speaking of which, I should be using my Spirit of the Forgotten to optimize the length of this. But if I had that, then they would probably not cast empathy on me, because the AI does things like do not cast empathy on things with a staff or with a caster weapons. Cast it on things with weapons meant for attacking. Just stuff like that. Like, this configuration is not terrible. Doesn't even matter if we actually kill the enemy's thing. There we go. The thing that's really being beneficial right now is all of the enemies seem to have ganged up on our spirits over there, and Zandra in particular. And if they're all kind of attacking over there, they're not attacking characters who matter. Kind of my thinking. So I'm going to wait a moment. Moment longer. There we go. That did it. These waters are appear once more. Others of the ministry will handle the rest. Let's get going. These robes need to be changed. Okay. So now we can just see her for our reward. So that's really cool. Eventually Roz will probably resurrect everyone. Cool. This is cause for celebration. And cause for the screen. I'm just going to stand here for a moment, exulting in the glory of victory. This is not an offensively strong party, by the way, if we're struggling to kill minions like this. But that was already kind of a known fact. Okay, so, hooray! It does not have to be an entire week of Sientir fails to cleanse Haiju Lagoon, because we have now cleansed Haiju Lagoon. In honor of that, I'm going to go get my quest reward. Pull the camera in. I still want to get a scepter. Okay, not bad for a rookie. Forgive my pessimism, but the Ministry of Purity seems to be attracting a lot of dewy-eyed recruits these days. They have more passion than common sense, and that's often a liability. Don't misunderstand me. It's a good thing that more people are drawn to our cause. They just need to be honed so they can apply their enthusiasm to greater effect. Okay, and this next one is, our work here at Xingzhe is nearly done. There's just one remaining source of corruption that mars its perfection. Zunra, the guardian deity of Zendaijin, has succumbed to the lingering presence of the afflicted. As long as the guardian remains in that state, we will never truly be able to cleanse those lands. We have been tasked to travel to Zendaijin and call forth the afflicted aspects of Zunra by summoning them from the shrines. The ancestor spirits saw fit to spare the life of Ashu. I am certain that they will do the same for Zunra. You have proven a useful ally so far, and it would expedite our task if you would join us again. So we will restore balance to these lands next time. Yay! Something different. Okay. Perseverance pays off, everyone. Take care. Goodbye.